Alright, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the Battle of America Season number 2, Master Revolution 5, joined by Kong Edwards. Sorry for the short delay here, and thank you guys for coming out. I know the summit's going on, but hey, we do have a few viewers here, and yeah. Kong, we've really had many more viewers for most of these games. It's just, people don't know these teams, and it's kind of a problem when you get to the point where, well, we're going to change our name and everything, you know? But hey, it's all good.
It's probably not even so much you guys as it is, you know, the summit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is, you know? It's kind of expected. But, you know, hopefully there are a lot of people out there who actually really like watching VoidBoys, or they know them on some kind of level, and or Wheel, of course, on the other hand, and yeah, hopefully those are the people that we actually have in here in the chat and the stream watching the game, and yeah. Well, if that is the case, then of course we'd be happy to cast this game for you guys.
Yeah, every viewer counts. That's what I've always said. So hey, why not? Anyways, we do see Wheel
Even the bots.
banning out the Shadow Fiend. Oh, the bots count for like 4 viewers, dude. There's like 2 bots and 2 real viewers here. And guess what? We're the 2. No, I'm joking.
We're just talking to ourselves.
But yeah, I mean, I'm sure people are going to be catching the VOD of this later on. I've already had lots of people checking out the VODs for previous games, so.
Alright, well, this is going to be pretty interesting here. We see Vengeful Spirit, a very, very strong support. Did see him last game as well being picked up here. I think it was Wheel who picked him up the last game, though.
Yeah.
So they're going to be able to pick up a pretty good support here. But on the other hand, Wheel gets Brewmaster, man.
Yeah, and Brewmaster being the most banned hero of...
Yeah, and picked as well.
Of the past month, yeah. I believe it was most banned and picked. I'm trying to remember here.
It's the most picked banned percentage-wise, and have been for quite a while now. 95% now.
Yeah.
Banned out almost, or banned out more than twice the picks it has.
Yeah, and Vengeful Spirit is, I believe, the 3rd most picked hero. But hey, if they could get their Shadow Fiend, they'll get another form of Shadow if they can't. I mean, you gotta have your shadows, right? Otherwise, you have no evidence of
whether
light,
it's a
right?
fiend, a demon, or a shaman.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, or we could go play Hearthstone and like Shadow Word Pain.
Or death.
Or death, yeah. Depending on the attack of your enemy minions. But we won't get into that right now. Of course, I will admit I am pretty excited about the new Hearthstone expansion, though.
GVG? I actually don't play it as much anymore.
I haven't played it in a while, but the new cards look so fun. But anyways, we digress. Let's talk about the game that's going on here. If you were gonna watch Hearthstone, you'd be on a Hearthstone stream, not like sitting on a Dota stream like, oh yeah, Hearthstone, I should play more of that. Yeah. But Necro actually gonna come up for VoidBoys, a hero we've seen, I believe, quite a bit out of Wheel, and this has actually merited the Omni Knight ban out against them quite a bit, because they've wanted to run Omni Necro, and I want to say at times Abaddon as well. And I wouldn't be too surprised if Wheel were to pick up an Ancient Apparition here. Ancient Apparition plus Shadow Demon is very strong. I'd even say he's good with Jakiro. He's not amazing with Jakiro, but he's alright.
Another hero that's really strong in this patch is actually also Mirana, and guess what hero Shadow Demon meshes well also there.
Mirana.
Exactly.
I'm going to take a wild guess out there.
That's a good guess there, Revo. How'd you know that?
I have no idea. But yeah, we've seen her from time to time. It's just, she's generally picked up as a support.
Yeah.
And
yeah, a roamer. Yeah, a force support.
They are going to dip into pretty much all of their reserve time right now, though.
Yeah,
and pick up the Morphling.
Good amount of time. Oh, that's interesting.
You know what they're doing? They're anticipating a possible Mirana pick from Wheel, because they have, I want to say it is VoidBoys who have picked up the Mirana or the Abaddon against Mirana in the past. I know I could be mistaken on that. It might be E-Hug too.
Yeah, it probably
I couldn't tell you right off the top of my head, though, to be honest.
I know Actually, no, I don't. I have no idea. I was about to say something about the American scene, but I realized I have no idea what happens in the American scene. I know it resembles the European a bit.
A bit.
But that's about it. Yeah. That's just a Morphling, kind of cool. Well, we're probably gonna see. Well, actually, the ancient version didn't get banned out by VoidBoys here. If Wheel actually gets that. Well, and then again, is Jakiro going to be a core support here? I mean, they could go for that ancient version and core up to Jakiro and then get that Ice Blast up on Morphling, which is always really strong, obviously, because you can't really morph anything to get more health. Or you can choose to support up that Jakiro there, which also happens to be a way that people lane him now.
Yes, and he synergizes great with Shadow Demon. I'm actually a bit interested on the Witch Doctor ban from Wheel. I mean, it can be very good against Brew, and a team that wants to team fight a lot, but I don't really see it having that much synergy with VoidBoys. Seeing as I believe Vengeful Spirit's Vengeance Aura won't affect Death Ward, although it does just say allies.
Excuse me? What does what?
You know how Death Ward's physical damage? Well,
yeah.
Does Vengeance Aura affect it? I've never even thought of this before, so...
Oh, no, I think it's only right-click damage. Magical, like spell damage. I know spell damage can be physical too, but I don't think that is affected by it. You'd have to actually open up a lobby and actually check the combat log.
Yeah.
My initial thought would be it doesn't affect it, but yeah. I have to check it out. Maybe write a post on Reddit, get some karma whoring going for some people, and then you maybe we'll get an answer.
Yeah.
From someone.
They will pick up the Anti-Mage though, a very good hero against Necrophos, but also a very bad hero against Necro. Because if Necro kills him with the Reaper Scythe, well, he's on the bench for quite a while. Yeah,
usually you put all your eggs in one basket, you know, whenever you pick up that Anti-Mage, but we actually see the Ember Spray being picked up here. It's kind of an
Battle Fury Bros. And Sheep likes to play Beastmaster. Brewmaster offlane. Excuse me.
Question. Yeah, obviously, but could this be a aggro? Aggro try?
Prepare for battle.
I don't think so. Unless they're going to run solo Anti-Mage, and I don't think that would be a good idea against Batrider.
Well, they could also... yeah, no, they couldn't do that. But
they could, but I don't think it would be a smart decision. They might have supports run down with the Brewmaster from time to time and just roam the supports, because we see teams roaming supports a lot more nowadays than we did a few months ago even. So
yeah, well, yeah, that is certainly true. We even this the game we just casted before this one, game 1, we saw a lot of rotations coming out from both teams, from both the supports of the teams here. So yeah, for sure, it could happen. Yeah, we'll have to see. It would have to be, I think, VoidBoys who actually has a more aggressive lineup with the Vengeful Spirit Earthshaker combo here.
And the fact that their heroes just come online a bit earlier. I mean, Necro not as much, but Morphling, he's definitely a hero who can be active around the map and still find his farm due to his ult. Anti-Mage kind of needs to sit back for a while unless he just gets fed.
Yeah, for sure. He needs like 12 to 15 minutes depending on the lane to actually just get his Battle Fury, and then he can start his farming. So yeah, he's definitely one of those heroes that really just comes online very, very late. So.
Anyways, let's go ahead and introduce the lineups. On the side of Wheel, we've got Derp on the Shadow Demon. Fan of Soyan will be supporting as well on the Jakiro. Anti-Mage will be played by Sleazel here in the safe lane. In the mid lane, we'll have Relic on the Ember Spirit. And in the bot lane, we'll have I'm a Sheep, who apparently sucks, on the Brewmaster.
Yeah, and he's going to be up against Beyond here on the Necro in the safe lane for VoidBoys here. In the mid, going to be Mercy Please on the Batrider, and in the aggro trier is going to be Cyprian on the Morphling, Omega Poner on the Vengeful, and the last port is going to be Fly on the Earthshaker. Yeah.
And I actually like them running this aggressive try up against the Anti-Mage, especially because they often do prefer to put the Necro in a solo lane. If I'm correct,
yeah, he
thinking
has good,
from no, it's Wheel that would like to put it in a solo lane, and it's actually kind of ironic that VoidBoys has picked it up here.
It's actually kind of interesting how Beyond's going to be sitting on the bottom lane here alone.
Yeah.
I kind of like it because he's really good down here with just one in Sadist and Death Pulse too. He's so good at sustaining himself.
He's actually going to put 2 into the Heartstopper aura.
Excuse me?
He really wants to win this lane against Sheep. He's putting 2 in Heartstopper aura to go ahead and just starve Brew for regen. And I'd say at level 2, it's to the point where it actually starts doing damage. You may say, no way, Revo, but like, at level 1, it does practically nothing, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
It just says, oh, you have tangos, you don't really have tangos, though. You have really weak tangos.
Yeah, it's true. One thing that's also really good about that is that he also just... Oh, I was actually looking at Omega Poner up top here, but yeah, even the Drunken Haze coming out here from Brewmaster is just... the only thing it's actually going to do is make it a bit harder for Necro to actually last it here. But then again, he has Death Pulse, so if he actually, like, he might have a worse time with the last hitting here, but I mean, for sure, yeah. Brewmaster between Heartstopper and Death Pulse here, it's going to be really hard for him. And in the top here, Tiburon's going to find some farm here as well. Looks like Wheels Soyeon here was actually out pulling the creeps here, and is gonna have to actually share that farm with VoidBoys. Tiburon here is actually going to be gold upon by Sleazel, but he's just gonna go back. Relic.
He's got a lot of stacks here of sticky napalm.
That's a good reason he is actually backing right now. Holy crap.
In fact, I'm surprised they'll actually coat Ember Spirit in napalm. Like, that should be illegal because it could be very, very dangerous.
Tiburon, though.
Oh, he's going to go down, yeah. Shakiro able to clean up the first blood. Phantom Storian really playing well these first 2 games. Keep in mind, guys, the score is Wheel 1, VoidBoys 0. I forgot to mention the best of 3 thing to them in the lobby. That's my bad.
Yeah, you said Phantom Storian, right?
Yeah. I might have said it wrong.
No. I got confused. I thought you was between Tiburon and Soyeon, and that was right around the time when he died. So I was like, maybe that's not the one you mean. Relic, not gonna be able to actually pick up that regen rune here. He's actually gonna get both runes here neglected. Brewmaster is gonna be sitting on a bounty in his bottle here. Nice. Yeah. So he was actually able to get up that bottle there.
And, I mean, Sheep has basically said, okay, you want to level your Heartstopper aura, 2 can play at this I'm going to win my lane game, and he just picks up a point in Drunken Haze and says, good luck last hitting. Because, I mean, it's not a high mana cost, it's a lot of mischance. I mean, 45% mischance at level 1, even if it does cost you a lot of mana to keep it going, if you have a bottle, you can actually just prevent him from farming. It's not going to help you farm, of course, but it's... honestly, not a very bad ability in my opinion, and I like this build on Brewmaster a lot better. I tend to go for it more in the mid lane. If I was in the off lane, which I don't play Brew off lane pretty much at all, I'm not sure I would really like it as much. They'll actually move in the Jakiro here to kind of run dual mids on both sides of the river, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah. I just feel like the 2, 1 point in Drunken, 1 point in Drunken Brawler is just... those 2, 1 in Haze, 1 in Brawler is really just, you know, the value points here. I mean, 45% mischance, you know, it's pretty high up there. As well as, obviously, 10% extra dodge and crit. So, yeah, for sure. I feel like 3-1-1 is definitely a viable option to go here. Sleazel gonna be sitting on 26 lasses here. About 6 minutes into the game, so he's doing okay. Actually,
No, managed to disrupt him right now, and Tiburon, he's gonna get hit by, well, himself. But nice vision for the Earthshaker.
Wave for him.
Yeah. And guys, of course, I forgot to introduce my co-caster, Kong Edward. Here you can find him at Kong Edward on Twitter. I just saw the thing in the chat that's like the casters. Find them at SP Revolution 5, at Rupture, and at Dragon Drop Dota. I'm like, wait a second. What if they like Kong? What do we do then? Oh my god.
I guess you go ahead and follow Rupture instead.
Yeah. Now, Rupture, he's doing the official Spanish stream for the Summit too.
Oh, that is very nice.
Yeah, it's, I mean, they're casting from the ticket, but still, it is the, like, official stream. And with Not Today being there, it's quite a big deal. So, yeah, Brewmaster actually going to commit a split to finishing off Vengeful Spirit in the jungle here. And, yeah, that's pretty nicely done by him. I mean, there's not much to say.
Yeah. So he's going to be sitting on a bottle and boots, as remarked upon just 2 minutes ago here. Except he's going to be sitting on 900 gold here as well. Probably going to be working his way up to Blink Dagger here. So ways away here. Tiburon actually going to take some damage from Sleazel. It's so annoying to actually play against an anti-mage in a solo or aggro, because once he gets a bit of levels here and some mana break skill points, he is so annoying to deal with because of his mana burn, obviously. In the mid here, still Relic going to be sitting on a decent amount of lasses here, 37 and 9 to the 31 and 1 CS of Batrider here, so doing pretty okay.
Yeah.
And Mercy, of course, also going to be going for that Blink Dagger there. He's about 700 gold away from that, so still ways away. And yeah, I think that's the lay of the land here right now, Riva. One thing to know here is actually Necrophos is sitting on 50 lasses here 8 minutes into the game, so he's really just been left alone here for quite some time. Even Omega Poner just going down here to make sure he has free farm as well.
Yeah, and even with the Drunken Haze, that is the W, right? Yeah, just making sure. It's been a while since I've actually gotten to cast Brewmaster due to his high ban rate. But even with Drunken Haze preventing him from last hitting so much, he's managing to find incredible amounts of farm, and it's been really great for him down here.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, exactly as you said. 52 lasses here. You're going to be seeing Power Treads, Bassy. Ring of Protection just casually here, not really sure what he's going to be using that for. Actually see smoke coming out from Derp Derp and Fan of Soyun. See whether or not they can actually get the kill up here on Fly. We do have Sleazel, we can actually dive together with them.
They're trying to push him back to the tower so they can just give the supports a chance to rotate in without just outright revealing themselves right off the bat.
I think this is actually going to be a kill, man.
Yeah, Fly will throw the Fissure, but that's going to leave him open for the two supports. Ice Path as well. Mana going ahead being burnt. He'll throw off a Enchant Totem, but the Mana Break just ripping him apart. I do have to say, for such a kind of lackluster ability, it really does have a satisfying animation, because it is like Anti-Mage literally saying, you don't have any mana, let me just tear you in two.
Yeah, he actually was very close to killing up the Anti-Mage there had he gotten the Enchant Totem damage off. Then again, probably not too much damage because of the Spell Shield, obvious. Well, Sleazel. Oh, okay. Interesting. Alright, so Tower's going to be down at 160 health points here. Probably going to go turn into rubble here in just a few once we get one Liquid Fire off here from Jakiro.
Yeah, one way or another anyway. It might get denied by the Earthshaker, but the problem is they're keeping their Morphling out of the top lane, and he's been forced into mid. Batrider is like, okay, well, I'll go to the jungle. I mean, Earthshaker can kind of dominate the lane up top. Not dominate it, but he can hold it at least. And there at least is the blink up on Batrider. He's been able to farm relatively well, keeping up with Ember Spirit. It's Morphling who's suffered.
Yeah, and the Destroyer does come out here. No deny coming out for VoidBoys. Oh,
yeah, he wasn't able to.
I'm going to have to wait for him away here from the mid. Damn.
Yeah, he does have a bottle picked up, which is considered cannibalism by some Morphling players. That's a bit of a gray area, in my opinion, but hey, whatever. Relic, though, still managing to get a good chunk of farm, and actually, Necro going to find Brewmaster. It looks like ult was committed there, but didn't get the kill, and he'll actually be going straight for the Atos to help him tank up a bit.
Yeah, and quick waveform here.
Nope. Sorry, wrong lane.
That was
for a
a
second
yes,
there.
strength more.
My bad.
Oh.
Yeah, but they do take a bot tower, so they managed to get the offlane tower of the enemy team. Even trade at the moment. Still about 300 to go on Ember's drum, and actually he's getting jumped on right now. T-Baron tries to come up and get a waveform off fly. He looks to enchant his totem, but instead decides he might as well just farm, and that's a Battle Fury up for the anti-mage. This is the big problem here. Like, sure, Necro's out-farming him. That's really cool and all. But Necro doesn't keep up with him in terms of farm. Necro has to actively now shut him down before he gets farmed. And that's going to be very hard to do. Because Spell Shield will really kind of screw with your head in terms of the way that your Reaper's Scythe is going to work. Because, oh, well, if they're at this percentage of HP, they can die. Well, that's true if they have 25% magic resist. But Anti-Mage, the math, it gets really different really quickly, depending on how many levels of Spell Shield he has.
50% extra magic resistance is quite a lot. And yeah, so Relic's still going to be sitting here in the mid lane, going to sit on pretty decent CS score. Pretty much going to be Ember, Anti-Mage, and Necrophos in the lead here in terms of last hits and CS. Pretty okay. Looking at net worth, going to be Anti-Mage and Necro sitting in the lead here.
Yeah.
Battle Fury 12. Battle Fury. I think it was 11 minutes. Was it 11
Yeah, it was
minutes?
something like that.
Yeah.
And Relic getting eaten up here. He didn't have a remnant to escape to at that point, or he did, but he just couldn't get it off. He was stun locked so long, and now Beyond will bring him down for 65 seconds. That's where it really starts to hurt for Amber. Not to mention, the Rod of Atos is really good against him since it'll slow down his remnants themselves as well if he's trying to pop one off just to get away quickly.
Yeah, for sure.
However, it's not going to be as easy to do, of course.
Right. I'm a sheep going to be down here in the bottom lane, just dealing some damage here to the tower. He does actually have the Blink Dagger. Actually saw it being used right there.
Yeah, and he's actually going to go ahead and smoke with Derp Derp and look to find a pick-off. I mean, if their spider senses are good enough, they could probably find Beyond in the jungle. But it looks like they're just going to go toward mid and actually move toward
Maybe
the top
find
lane.
Beyond anyways.
Them. Yeah, Beyond is exiting the jungle right now. He might look to push mid, and that would not be the best decision. And he actually will. There's a blink in from the Brew, and actually the Bosom Buddies going to be joining him right now. There's a nice Soul Catcher out onto Beyond. Batrider will get a concoction off. And his Shadow Demon ulti as well, doing a decent amount of damage, but actually the Brewling's beginning to drop here. In fact, there's only one left. Beyond manages to kill off Shadow Demon in a nice turnaround for VoidBoys. 3-3 now is the kill score.
Yeah, this is a really scary situation for Wheel, I feel like, because going in on a Necro with a Shadow Demon and a Brewmaster and not being able to get him under 50%, that's scary, man.
Yeah.
And Echo Slam coming in from Earthshaker. Looks like we're going to see Beyond finally going down here. That Macroplier dealing a ton of damage to Fly and Omega Poner as well, who was actually bowled up. But yeah, man, I mean, not being able to kill the Necrophos with the Brew and Shadow Demon combo, Disruption into Demonic Purge, wow. I'd be scared, man. I'd be scared for the late game.
Yeah, I definitely would.
Then again, they'd probably
be
thinking, it's kind of interesting because right now they're thinking, it's going to be scary going up against VoidBoys later. But then again, we have an Anti-Mage. Then again, they have a Morphling. Then again, we have an Ember Spirit. It's
like every carry kind of just one-ups the other carry.
Yeah, it's
and then there's
really...
like Anti-Mage there to just kind of top it all off and like, well, if I get farmed, you're pretty doomed.
Yeah, it's really hard to actually figure out who's got the more heavy late game. I mean, in terms of pure damage output from a physical standpoint, it probably is Wheel with that Anti-Mage, Ember Spirit combo, to a certain extent also Brew once he gets an AC up or maybe something to that effect. But the problem is they're sitting up against the Necrophos, who's probably going to be picking up an Aghanim Scepter later on in the game. And that is where things get really tricky. Where it kind of looks like it's going to be really hard to actually flesh out who's going to be winning it, because the Necro buyback negation is just, it's too big of a factor. And then if you couple that up with a Refresher Orb, whew, man, that is a tough game.
Yeah, I've never seen it done, but it's definitely a possibility here. He's actually got 1,800 gold, possibly going for something like a Blink Dagger next, possibly just going straight for that Ags.
He could go for that Blink Dagger. I wouldn't put it past him. It's a nice item for Necrophos.
But meanwhile, Anti-Mage just picked up his Yasha.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's gonna go for that now. He did pick up that route of Atos there.
Yeah.
Usually you see one some
initiation item.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I feel like that one is gonna be it for VoidBoys. But yeah, we kind of are going to see a kill here, maybe on Sleazel. That was a very, very close Anti-Mage lasso there, but it is going to get off here. Very nice. And yeah, the Reaper's Scythe is going to be able to connect as well. And that's a very nice kill. So he's going to be out for 30 extra seconds than usual. He would have been out in half a minute here, but no, 60 seconds, my friend.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a long time for Anti-Mage to not be on the map. His main strength is that once he gets his Battle Fury, he can farm so much faster than pretty much any other hard carry in the game, other than Shadow Fiend or Naga with a basically, oh no, how much did we feed her Radiance? And that is a trademarked type of Radiance. It's you can only buy it before like the 10-minute mark. And that's literally when you have an intentional feeder. Like, it doesn't happen in any other form, basically. But yeah, Wheel and VoidBoys sitting 4-4. For such an action-packed-ish game, it seems slow looking at the scoreboard, but there's been quite a few skirmishes that just haven't resulted in much. And actually, Jakiro, he's got himself a Yule's coming up. I believe he's about 100 gold away from it right now. And he's got a Midas as well. Like, it's not the greatest item for Jakiro, but again, Fan of Soyan going with a little bit of greed here. I'm not sure we should keep calling him Goody, maybe just Greedy instead. But it seems to be working out for them. I mean, they know they have an Anti-Mage. They know they want to go late game anyway.
Yeah, true.
The problem is, when this Anti-Mage starts joining fights, he absolutely has to be the dominant force in the fights. If he gets picked off 2 or 3 times, they can stop his snowball and really turn this game around quickly. Gold is going to show a favor over to Wheel by about 5k, 3k experience for them as well.
Yeah, it's a decent lead here. Not as big as it was last game, 20 minutes into the game. But yeah, definitely leads the lead. Mercy plays trying to see if he can actually find someone he can lasso here, but he's in vain, at least for now. No target has emerged.
Beyond's going to be the bait for a second here, but Anti-Mage just not even really sitting on the map. He'll actually move toward this Ancient Camp here and just say, hey, I'm going to farm the big boys now. And why not? He did put 3 points into stats, so going for a relatively tankier skill build, because at this point I believe he'd only have about 700 HP. Otherwise, maybe a little more.
It's the hybrid burning build.
Yeah.
It's going for stats, but not the same kind of blink.
But yeah, of course. He's going very aggressive on the blink, and I've played a bit of Anti-Mage the past couple weeks. Since he is finding his way back into the metagame, and I used to play a lot of mid, and now I guess I could say I just play a lot of hard carry in general. It really can do a lot to make an impact. It's just having that extra farm you can get, because you can get around the jungle, you can get back to lane so much quicker. Now, if you want to be more aggressive or more defensive, you want to go for Mana Break or Spell Shield. And actually, Lasso, yep, going to go out on Derp, who will get scythed down. He's down for a minute now. But they're not done yet. They're going to get the Vengeful Spirit up in the air beyond, getting focused down, but a lot of regen coming out thanks to that kill. Fly comes in with the Echo Slam, but Sleezel's here to secure the kill. That's a double kill for him. And he'll just TP out at this point. The middle tower does go down to the Morphling, that's who Sleezel's trying to react to right now, and he'll actually get in here just in time. He's got enough for the Manta, and Tiburon has no mana. And I don't think Animage realizes it. They're trying to kind of play chicken. He's buying time for Mercy Please to get in here. Nice Molotov backwards, but Sheep and Sleezel are going to come in. Tiburon trying to morph strength desperately, but with barely any mana, he can't do much. Mercy Please, he looks for a lasso, doesn't have it off cooldown, thanks to that gank up top. And Sleezel, he's going to be on a killing spree. And basically, they wipe out 4 and only lose the Shadow Demon for it, and I'd be perfectly fine for that if I'm on the side of Wheel.
Well, of course, man. That's a crazy good trade here for sure. And now Antimage is going to be sitting up on a Manta style as well here. This is looking very good for Wheel. And
as well as 1,200 gold.
Excuse me?
1,200 gold as well. And I believe Brew just picked up, yep, he's got the Vlads. So they'll be able to get an Aegis on this Anti-Mage if they want to right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, yes, VoidBoys can do things about it, but without the Echo Slam, I'm not sure how useful it's going to be. They will find Derp here, and they're going to scout out Roche with that as well.
Yeah, so, well, it's going to be a bit more of a risk now to actually go for it, although Omega Poner might go down to this Ice Path here.
Yeah, Sleezel just dominating now. At this point, okay, they're going to lose Derp, maybe, if they're really unlucky. Yep, they will lose him, but I think they could even blink into the pit, but Anti-Mage, he's going to move in here. He'll actually get hit with a Scythe, but he's not taken down by it. A nice blink away from him will get him back toward the mid lane into safety. And meanwhile, Phantom Storwind and I'm a Sheep just going hard here. Earthshaker will buy back into the game, but Necro, he's already on the bench for 45 seconds. VoidBoys beginning to crumble here and could be your third place finishers at this point. Relic now with a double kill, and what is just looking like an absolute stomp now that VoidBoys or Wheel have gotten out of control.
Yeah, I mean, 10k experience and gold here right now in favor of Wheel, 23 minutes into the game. This is more like it, man.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's not that VoidBoys are playing badly, it's just that they're getting outplayed at every turn. And they pretty much got, I mean, they thought, okay, we can play Shadow Fiend too, but then it gets banned out. And Wheel are like, we're not letting you get this against us, because we just showed you how good it is. We know how good it is too. Okay, double bottle for a second there on Relic. That was a little odd.
Yeah,
I mean, I know Brew's a thirsty guy, but I didn't know Ember was,
he's a Dane, dude. He's from Denmark. Look at the skill names, dude. Drunken Haze, Drunken Brawler, you know?
But yeah.
Thunderclap, you know, Thor, right?
It's not Drunken Clap, though? And Drunken Split. Anyways, we've got Relic getting dragged back here, hit with everything they've got. They actually committed 3 ults there, and I'd say it's perfectly worth it. Derp or get a disruption on Fly, but Sheep is coming in, and Anti-Mage isn't even in the fight yet. He's just on the back end, and he's like, hi, I'll blink in, I'll do some serious damage, and Brewmaster just takes down the Earthshaker. Nice blink away, though, from the Necro. That blink dagger definitely paying off, but now he'll get stunned up, and the damage over time from Brewmaster's Brewling is just going to do some serious damage now.
Yeah, and he's going to get tornadoed up here. Ice Path macro is going to come out.
Nice Force Staff away. And a Mana Break doesn't do much, but Sleezel is able to secure the kill just with right clicks. And now Mercy Please in a similar situation. A stun comes out on Sheep. Sleezel, though, looking for an opening. Doesn't have an ult available, but won't even need it. And now Omega Poner. It's just 1v1. The pickoffs are coming out here for Wheel. And Sleezel is 8-1 at this point, with 4k in the bank on top of an Aegis, a Manta, a Battle Fury, and Power Treads. 25 minutes in.
Yeah, this is way too much. I mean, the 4.3k gold is just too goddamn much to actually handle here. He can go Reaver if he wants to. He can even go Butterfly, or excuse me, Butterfly. No idea what it is.
You went full Cyclops there, Butterfly.
Yeah, that was full Asian.
I don't mean to make fun of Cyclops. He's a great caster. Don't get me wrong, but I think he'd be
Yeah.
laughing at it too at that point.
For sure. Yeah, so Sleazel gonna pop his Aegis here, so not really that big of a deal. And yeah, he can start going for those late game items there,
Yeah.
for sure.
Actually, I'm trying to get in touch with Cyclops to possibly co-cast with him one day.
Oh, yeah, he's a cool guy. Oh well, yeah, so Sleazel just gonna be pushing out the bottom lane here for now. We do still have tier 3s here, or excuse me, tier 2s, VoidBoys, all tier 2 standing right now. That is one thing that they are even in regards to Wheel against VoidBoys here. Both teams have equivalent towers remaining.
Yeah. But, I mean, Wheel are so far ahead. You look at the net worth, just order, and Anti-Mage
14K
has
experience.
almost double the Necro's net worth.
Yeah, 18,000 would be the approximate double of it, so about 2K away from that. Yep.
Yeah.
I'd say that's
Close enough,
a pretty
anyway.
good place to be.
Seeing as he now has a heart, like...
Yeah.
What
26
kills
minutes.
him?
You know what? We talked about, what was it? He got 25 minutes into the game last time around.
Like, Relic had 220, I think. This is 248
Yeah.
at 27. So not quite as much, but I feel like since he didn't have to go for something like a mech just to sustain for a little while, he's actually able to do a lot more with the farm. He'll actually almost blink into the enemy team there, and they're just like, no, stay away from me. They don't even say, oh, let's get a pick off here. No, they know they can't.
I think that the biggest difference is the kills that Sleazel has this game.
Yeah, that's true as
he's
well.
He's 8 for
sure.
143. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, what is this? He's only at 668 gold per minute, so not quite as much as Shadow Fiend, but then again, I mean, the net worth is just insane at this point.
Yeah, comparing those two heroes and saying, it's pretty sloppy, I mean, we're kind of just nitpicking here right now.
Because you're looking at heroes who, I mean, Relic built very much a utility Shadow Fiend that eventually right-clicked hard because he was so useful. And Anti-Mage, you have to build right-click from the start, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you don't build Daedalus' first item.
No, that tends to work out not too well.
I don't know, of all the times I've tried it, I've never had it work.
Yeah, Fortify gonna get used here on the tier 2 mid.
And they'll actually disrupt an
gonna get
illusion of Anti-Mage just to get extra push-off, like...
Wow, it's tanky, dude.
I mean, this can be the power of Morphling, that he can really turn an enemy hero against you, but it doesn't necessarily do damage. It's just like, I'm a tanky thing that you can't kill, but that also doesn't really hurt you. And it's another thing that Shadow Demon can just say, hi, I would like 2 of these. Thanks.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, though, once again, while we're in a bit of a lull here in the game, a big shout out to all our 52 viewers. I know it's not a lot, but we were honestly, our admin was a bit disappointed that the players had started earlier than he thought they were starting, and it was a bit of a confusing situation, but it's really encouraging to see you guys come out. We really appreciate all the support, and yeah. Hopefully you guys will be back tomorrow night at, I want to make sure I get this right, though.
Right,
I'm just making sure.
Oh dear, yeah. Alright, bottom time's going to be going upon right now, or at least a bit here. Mercy's actually going to find Fan of Soyeon. He's going to force that back here. Maybe it's going to be a heal on Soyeon. There it is. We're going to see Split coming out here from Brew. He's going to be going on Mercy first here. Tiburon taking a lot of damage here from Relic and one of the Brew Pandas here. Actually is not going to go down. He's going to replicate away. Still no one besides the Jakir actually died off yet here. Still morphing strength on the Tiburon. But in the mid here, Echo Slam onto Relic here. Anti-Mage taking towers here right now.
And there goes Dirt.
Reaper Scythe.
He's taken down with the Reaper Scythe, but the only person that can reliably kill with this Reaper Scythe is the Shadow Demon. And in the meantime, Anti-Mage has taken down half a Rax, and... Oh no, you stunned me once. Cool. What's that they say? Stun me once, shame on you. Stun me twice, who cares, your Rax is dead.
Exactly. Yeah, so one set of racks here is down for Void Boys. I think they're just really staying in game right now because they know this is the last game they can actually play.
Yeah, and they know it's elimination from here. I mean, they're in the money, so they at least get the third place prize money, which, I mean, it's not much, but for a team that, when I was looking over the team names for this tournament and said, Void Boys, okay, whatever, we'll just, like, ignore them because they're going to be awful. Never heard of them before. And a team that went on to take down probably the biggest team in the region other than EG or Complexity at the moment. Not once, but twice. Over 2 different series is quite impressive. Now keep in mind, I mean, not today, they were under the stress of transitioning over to the Summit and everything, but still, that's a pretty big deal if you ask me.
Yeah, for sure, and, well, we're gonna see now Relic just sitting in the bottom here. He actually went for a Lincoln, it's kind of interesting. A good item, but usually don't see that on an Ember Spirit. VoidBoy is going to be sitting in their jungle, actually pretty close to Ember Spirit here. Might get a kill onto Relic. He does not, well, he actually does have a Remnant here, and he's just going to go back to it the moment he actually sees the a hero here from VoidBoys. They're going to go in maybe onto the Roshan here. They're actually going to see that it's not up yet here. Another minute or so. Mercy.
They might get Mercy, yeah. Who's going to be begging for Mercy after this one. He does get force-staffed up the cliff. Nice split from the Brew, and he's going to jump on Beyond, who did manage to get a blink away.
Oh, Tiburon.
Tiburon just melting.
Wow, Antimir is going to come in from the back here and actually kill him off. We're going to see Slaughterfist coming out from Relic here. Mercy is going to go down as well to Sleaze. That's a double kill here for him. Ice Path into Dual Breath here onto Beyond. Is not going to be able to get the Reaper Scythe off on anyone here. As a triple kill for Sleaze. And now, well, with Gem on ground here, Sleaze is just going to barrel down on this bottom line here, and they are probably going to be able to get another set of Raxus here very soon.
If not even, I mean, they could possibly even go for Throne.
They could
maybe.
Throne.
The problem is that Morphling and Batrider are up in about 20 seconds, so you probably don't want to risk it, although Sleazel doesn't seem too afraid at the moment.
Yeah, he's just kind of going for buildings instead of Raxus.
And GG will be called. It looks like Wheel will go on to the final to rematch Complexity. VoidBoy is going to be your third place finishers.
Wow, GG, well played to both teams. Yeah, congratulations for finishing third here. Obviously, for VoidBoys, it's always a good place to finish in a tournament that is as extensive as the Battle of America. They're definitely going to be able to get some good things said about them. So it is always a good accolade to be placed, obviously, at the third place. Second, or well, not even second. We're going to be able to go into the grand finals and fight for the first place here up against Complexity. So yeah. Yeah,
it will be a best-of-5 series. They're going to be one game down. I'm not sure who my co-caster will be for that, but I think it's going to be Rupture. I think I'm going to be able to pull him away from the Summit just long enough to have him cast the 4 games with me. It'll be Friday at 15 hours Central Time, which is 4 p.m. Eastern Time. That is 3 hours and 15 minutes before right now. Of course, if you're on a VOD, don't listen to that because it's not going to help. Of course, Kong, thank you for joining me. I know it was very short notice here, but I really appreciate it. Where can people find out more about you if they'd like to hire you, find out more about your casting, get an autograph, etc.?
Get an autograph? Well, for sure they can show up at Denmark in Copenhagen, but you know, it's probably not going to happen. Obviously, people can follow me at Twitter. At Kong Edward. I'm actually streaming at Rasmus TV now, T-E-V-E-E on Twitch TV. That is going to be where you guys can find me. In the future, we're trying to start that up, me and my friend, who coincidentally also is called Rasmus. But yeah, that's about it, guys.
That's pretty neat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, and of course you guys know I'm SP Revolution 5. You can find me at twitch.tv, SP Revolution 5, of course at Twitter, SP Revolution 5 as well. If you just got here and you're like, what the heck, I just missed the game, head over to youtube.com/users/SPRevolution5. I'll be getting the VODs up as soon as possible. I do have to do a little editing on the first one because I accidentally played like copyrighted music right at the end and forgot to turn the VOD off. Embarrassing. But anyways, guys, we'll be seeing you guys at the grand final Wheel will be going up against Complexity in a best-of-5 series. VoidBoys do take the first place, though, and definitely a lot of pride with it, since they... Or the third place, not the first place, excuse me. Since they managed to come this far.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways.